वेलकम टू द कॉन्सेप्ट्स ऑफ जूलॉजी चैनल। तो आज हम बात करने वाले हैं बायोकेमिस्ट्री लाइफ साइंस सेमेस्टर थर्ड सॉल्व्ड पेपर दिसंबर 2023। क्वेश्चन नंबर वन, डिफाइन द फॉलोइंग। ग्लाइकोजेनिन। ग्लाइकोजेनिन इज बेसिकली a molecule which is acting as both primer and enzyme that is required for glycogen synthesis. In our cell, for the synthesis of glycogen, we need one primer and enzyme. So glycogenin is acting as both. It helps in the new chain assembly and acts as enzyme in the same process. Glycogenin. Besides this, there are multiple enzymes involved. Amphibolic pathway. An amphibolic pathway is a biochemical pathway that combines both catabolic and anabolic process. Amphi means both. So citric acid cycle is the example in which there is catabolic mode of operation as well as anabolic. It can act in both the way. Deuterion. Deuterion, those are those molecules which contain equal positive and negative charge. Hence, the net charge is zero. The best example are amino acids, in which if there is only positive charge, they form cation, only negative anion, and if positive and negative charge present in equal amount, then net charge is zero. Hence, they form deuterion. Carnitine. Carnitine basically is a small molecule which helps in the transport of long chain fatty acids inside the mitochondria, because when fatty acids are used as a fuel for the energy, then fatty acids must enter into the mitochondria. But how they will enter? So they enter through the molecule called carnitine transporter. So carnitine helps in the transport of long chain fatty acids into mitochondria so that they can undergo oxidation, usually beta oxidation. There are multiple kinds of oxidation to produce acetyl coenzyme A and further energy production. Isozymes. Isozymes are enzymes that have different amino acid sequences but catalyze the same chemical reaction. Example is hexokinase and glucokinase. These both enzymes catalyze the first step of glycolysis, that is conversion of glucose into glucose 6 phosphate. Different forms of creatine kinase. Creatine kinase BB located in brain, creatine kinase MB located in cardiac tissue. These are the examples of isozymes. Now come to the differentiate between the following. First is hexokinase and glucokinase. This is very important question and asked in at various levels. So hexokinase and glucokinase, both enzymes are isozymes. They catalyze the first step of glycolysis. Hexokinase is broadly distributed in the body. Glucokinase found especially in the liver and pancreas beta cells. Hexokinase act upon multiple hexose sugar, like it can act on glucose, mannose, or other monosaccharides with 6 carbon. Glucokinase is specific for glucose. It will act only if there is availability of glucose. Third, higher affinity towards glucose means the hexokinase can work even at the lower concentration of glucose because of its higher affinity. Glucokinase have low affinity towards glucose, hence can act only at higher concentration of glucose. When there is surge of glucose in our liver, then this glucokinase start functioning. Low Vmax in case of hexokinase and high Vmax in case of glucokinase. Insulin has no effect on hexokinase, stimulated by insulin in case of glucokinase. However, you see that the entry of glucose into the muscles by GLUT4 transporter, that is dependent on insulin. Ketogenic and glucogenic amino acids. Ketogenic amino acids and glucogenic amino acids. Amino acids which produce acetyl coenzyme A are called ketone group because they contain ketone group. Glucogenic amino acids that break down into carbohydrate precursors are called glucogenic because those carbohydrate precursors will form the glucose via gluconeogenesis. Hence, these kind of amino acids called glucogenic amino acids. Leucine and lysine are exclusively ketogenic. if they come into the picture, they will convert into acetyl coenzyme A. Alanine, cysteine, glycine, serine are glucogenic amino acids. Acetyl coenzyme A produced may be converted into ketone bodies or enter Krebs cycle. Glucogenic amino acids converted to pyruvate and then to the oxaloacetate and further into glucose via gluconeogenesis. As we know, in gluconeogenesis, pyruvate is directly not converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. First it converts into oxaloacetate and then it is converted into phosphoenol pyruvate and then the further reactions of gluconeogenesis. Synthase and synthetase, various enzymes which we are studying in Krebs cycle or various metabolic pathways, some are named as synthase, some are named as synthetase. What is the difference? An enzyme that catalyzes synthesis without using energy from ATP, and synthetase is an enzyme that catalyzes synthesis by using ATP. Second difference, synthase belongs to the lyase group of enzymes. Synthetase belongs to the ligase group of enzymes. Examples: ATP synthase, citrate synthase, fatty acid synthase, FAS. Succinyl-CoA synthetase in Krebs cycle, glutamine synthetase, fatty acyl-CoA synthetase. So this is the difference between synthase and synthetase. Now come to the saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. It is very easy. Saturated fatty acids are those fatty acids which contain only single bonds. Their carbon chain is joined by single bonds. Unsaturated fatty acids contain one or more double bond. First difference. Saturated fatty acids solidify in cold temperatures. Unsaturated fatty acids remain liquid up to normal colds due to kinks. Kinks, basically at the double bond side there is production of kinks, means there is slight tilting of the chain. Hence there is no close tight packing, so they remain liquid. Higher melting point. Unsaturated fatty acids have lower melting point. Examples for saturated fatty acids include lauric acid that is found in coconut oil, C16-0, palmitic acid that is found in palm oil, stearic acid C18-0. Examples of unsaturated fatty acids by incorporation of one double bond in palmitic acid, that is C16-1, that is palmitoleic acid. Incorporation of one double bond in stearic acid, that is C18-1, that is oleic acid. N9 indicates the position of double bond. Omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, these are examples of unsaturated fatty acids. Omega-6 fatty acids, linoleic acid, these are the examples of unsaturated fatty acids. Ureotelic versus uricotelic organisms. Ureotelic organisms that excrete urea as their primary nitrogenous waste are called ureotelic. Organisms that excrete uric acid as their primary nitrogenous waste are called uricotelic. First difference. Then second, examples: mammals are ureotelic, birds, reptiles, lizards are uricotelic. Second difference. Urea requires more water for excretion and excreted in liquid form. Uric acid require less water for excretion and excreted in semi-solid form, as we see in case of birds. Urea is toxic compared to uric acid and more soluble in water. Uric acid is non-toxic, or you can say it is very less toxic and less water soluble, is stored in body and excreted with less amount of water. Now, if you see the molecule of urea, it contains two nitrogen. One nitrogen is from the starting ammonia through which cycle is started, and one by the aspartate. So two molecules of nitrogen found in urea. But in uric acid, if you see the structure, you will find four molecules of nitrogen. So this is also the difference at molecular level. Now come to the give the structure of the following. Palmitic acid C16-0 means 16 chain carbon length. At one end there is carboxylic acid, so you can say this is the palmitic acid. Simple structure. Phenylalanine. Phenylalanine basically carbon, hydrogen, carboxylic group, amino group, and then add side chain CH2 with benzene ring, that becomes phenylalanine. It is a aromatic amino acid. Galactose, it is very simple. If you know the structure of glucose, then glucose and galactose are C4 apimer. So add the carbon number 4 just reverse the orientation, you will get the glucose. For drawing the structure of glucose, just write CH2OH, then 2OH on the right side, and third reverse it, and then fourth again maintain CHO. In this way you can remember the structure of glucose. At fourth position, because numbering must start from the CHO because of the first priority assigned to the functional group. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. At fourth position, just reverse the orientation, you will get galactose. It is a open structure, because in question they have not mentioned which structure we have to draw, open or cyclical, so you can draw anyone. In case of cyclical structure, this is alpha D glucose, because OH is located as compared to lower position, this CH2OH. So HOH, HOH, third is reverse, fourth again maintained. In case of alpha D galactose, this position will be reversed, you will get galactose. Uridine diphosphate, UDP glucose. Inside the cell, UDP glucose basically labeled glucose that is required for the glycogen synthesis. If glucose is phosphorylated, then it may enter into the glycolysis or into the pentose phosphate pathway. But if it is added by the UDP, then it will go for the glycogen synthesis. This is the glucose, then add 2 phosphate molecule because it is diphosphate. Then add one sugar molecule and one nitrogenous base, that it will form UDP glucose. So this is a complex structure. It is not easy to draw, but I think this was the complex question. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. As we know, in glycolysis, fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is acted upon by the enzyme aldolase, which cleaves 3 carbon and yields 1 glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dihydroxyacetone phosphate. But we have to draw the structure of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. CHO, C 3 carbon compound, 1, 2, 3. At third position, just add the phosphate, you will get glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Since most of the carbohydrate monomers have alpha conformation, so OH, draw it on the right side, you will get glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So this is part 1. Rest other questions will come in subsequent parts. To get the PDF of this solved question paper, I will create a Telegram channel. I will share the link and you will get the PDF from there.